Today I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're planning their retirement move. This mistake, you guys, is very common. It happens to smart people. It happens to careful people. It happens to people who have planned for years. This is another installment of our Real Talk series where I'm just going to get real with you guys about the facts that I see after working and talking to literally hundreds and hundreds of retirees thinking about making a move and those who actually did make the move. The biggest problem I see is in all of the excitement of the plan, you know what you guys are doing? You're focusing on the house and not the lifestyle. There is much more in this process and your next phase of life than your house. I'm going to talk about a few points with you today that might help you understand where people are going wrong so that you don't end up with regrets. Now, number one, why do we all start with the house? Well, because it's so exciting. You've probably lived in the same home for many decades and you're thinking, wow, finally, I'm going to get the home of my dreams. And you start looking at the websites. You guys, Zillow has been dubbed house porn because people get a dopamine rush looking at other people's houses and all of the possibilities that you could possibly have. But I'm here to tell you there is much more to this next chapter of your retirement than the house. The house really should just be where we're laying our head at night. The point here is to be out having fun and not doing much in our house. The second part of this is what will our day-to-day life look like? It is much more than the house. That's just where you're sitting at your kitchen table or on your sofa or sleeping in your bed. The things you want to think about are, where's the grocery store? What kind of grocery store? You guys know after watching my videos, I like fries, I don't like Safeway. So if the community only has a Safeway, I don't know, I might have to rethink that. It's important to me. Other people will say to me, oh, I have to be near a Whole Foods. Okay, we're gonna have to look at that. If you're somebody who says, well, I also like to ride mountain bikes up super challenging trails, that's a big consideration. That doesn't have anything to do with 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, and now does it? So day-to-day things, that's really what's going to matter. Where's your health care? If you're somebody who has some chronic health issues, or maybe you're having a parent live with you who, if they don't have them now, they will have chronic health issues, you need to know where is the health care, not just any health care, good health care. Those are things that affect us every single day, long after you have closed on that home and gotten the keys. That's an exciting time for sure. But once you settle in, it's going to be a real drag if you love Walmart and there isn't one, or for some of you, Costco. I've had people who have bought their house based on where the Costco is because they go every day. That's important to them. Yeah, they got their 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, but they're going to Costco every day. That's a big deal. And if that's you, we need to discuss those things before you even hit up the major real estate portals. Now, the next thing, thinking about your day-to-day living, if you're looking at a 55+ community, this is why I like to have these calls and Zooms with you guys. I want to know, what do you like to do? Or what have you always wanted to do, but you didn't have time for? If you list off to me 4 or 5 different arts and crafts projects that you want to try, or I guess I should say artistic mediums, that's how the artists talk. Or maybe you say, you know what? I've always wanted to dive into woodworking. We need to find a community that has a woodworking studio, dedicated arts and crafts space. If you love to swim laps every morning at 5 a.m., we need to make sure they've got good heated lap pools for you. We need to make sure they have enough pool space so you don't have to wait for a lane when you get to the pool. Those things are your day-to-day life. Your 2 bedrooms, 2 baths is always going to be there. But we need to make sure that you can have all of the fun, all of the activity that you've been dreaming of having in your retirement. And heck, that's the reason we've all been working so hard. It's so we can finally take it easy and do all the fun stuff that we've wanted to do. Next, this kind of tags on with what I was just talking about, the social side. 55 plus communities, you guys, are generally pretty social if you pick the right one. Now, for those of you who say, I'm an introvert, I can't handle it, I've got great communities for you where it's not as social. Now, I know a lot of you watch those villages videos that are out there, and you call me and say, we don't want anywhere with driveway parties. Yeah, me neither. I don't want driveway parties next door every night. When I say social, that's not what I'm thinking of. Maybe in the villages, but not really all the time in our Arizona communities. The Robeson communities do have unit parties, but the whole unit is involved. It's not a band and alcohol. It's, hey, we're gonna do a progressive dinner up and down our street, and maybe you're having drinks to start in somebody's driveway. It's not a big deal. It's not all the time. But social life does matter. The more social we are, the healthier our minds and our bodies will be in our old age. Maybe you're going to get your social activity from joining Mahjong and learning a new skill. Maybe you are going to do woodworking. Maybe you are in a cinema society club and you have friends there. The key is you need to have somewhere to be, something to join, and people to interact with. Every community does have a different vibe, and based on the conversation we have from the very beginning, I help kind of match you to a community that would be the best fit. Again, not all of you are social people. I'm kind of a mix. I'm a extroverted introvert, if that's kind of a possibility. I love people when I love them, and then other times I just want to sit and watch PBS and do needlepoint while I drink Diet Coke. Usually, you guys, that's a big Friday night for me because I've talked all week long on the phone to all of you guys. So I do need a break. But when I retire, yeah, I'll be joining some random clubs that I never thought I'd know just because I want to learn new things and meet interesting people. That is the big key to this next phase of our life. Now, the next thing is a biggie. This is the comment I get on every video. I get it on the phone. I just get it. And I get it today because it's warm here. This is Arizona. It does get warm here. The summers are hot. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You guys, I'm from Colorado where I lived at 7,200 feet. I owned another home at 10,000 feet. It was cool there. I didn't even use my HVAC system because it seemed weak to me. I do use my HVAC here in Arizona, but my bills are not that high. My average utility bill for electric is about $150 averaged over the whole year. Not bad. Our homes are built to withstand the heat. Am I going out for a walk at noon in July? No, I'm not doing that. But I am taking a walk at 5 a.m. before I have my coffee. I am doing online grocery service so I don't have to park and go into the store. You kind of work your life around that, but it's a very, very short season. It is certainly better than staying where I was and having to run that gigantic snowblower now that my kids are gone. I would have been the one pulling that cord and moving that thing up and down the driveway in 36 inches of snow. You guys, that's not my idea of a good time. I am aged out of any kind of snow removal system in my life. And I just don't like the way the cold makes me feel. I like the dry heat of Arizona, and I know that's a little saying, oh, it's a dry heat, but it is. I'll take my 110 any day over the 95 of the southern states or the rain all winter of the Pacific Northwest. I think a few months of extra warm temperatures are not a bad thing for me, but you do have options. So I would urge you to investigate the weather and maybe give it a try. I had been here quite a bit before I moved here full time. I didn't like the heat. I thought it looked like the moon and everything was burnt. Now I realize the desert has a season, just like my Colorado grass died in the winter. Now some plants don't do well here in the summer, but gosh, they come roaring back in the wintertime. And then other things bloom in the hot months. We have beauty all 4 seasons. It's just a matter of how you choose to interact with it. But I'm telling you, not coming here because you think it is hot might be a big mistake. So what's the biggest mistake? I think one of the biggest mistakes is choosing your home based on what you see on Zillow, what the prices are, what the houses look like, maybe what you've seen in the movies or what you saw one time when you went to a convention in Scottsdale. That's not really what your retirement life will look like once you're here. I want you to dive into some of the things that I've already talked about, and we can take a look at the way to keep you from those regrets. Some questions you'll want to ask yourself are, what will my life look like when I move here? Not just how it looks on vacation. The other thing to think about is, what if your needs change? Will this place be able to support your needs? Usually that comes down to health, or it might be, if you think you might have grandkids moving in with you. 55 plus community is not going to support your needs. Very few of us are going to have that happen. But if you potentially see that in your future, we're going to need to talk about some other housing options for you. Now, what are the happiest buyers, the ones who don't have regrets? You guys are already a step ahead of most people because you're here. You come to YouTube because you are a researcher. The happiest buyers do like to do a little bit of research. They study all of the options. Maybe you've traveled to some different destinations already. Just kind of check things out. Don't come here to do vacation and then tag on some house hunting. You don't have the right focus. You're doing that in conjunction with, well, the grandkids are all at the pool. We've got 2 hours. Let's go look at 4 houses. That's not the best way to do it. And those are the people, guess what, end up with regrets. You need to dedicate a house hunting trip to just looking at communities, looking at cities, looking at states. That is probably the biggest thing I would recommend that you do. And so what I'd like you to do, first of all, is reach out to me at my website and click the link to have a call with me. I like to have Zooms with you so I can just get to know you guys and see you face to face, but I can also do a phone call, whatever you're more comfortable with. But let's go through a little interview where I ask you some questions about who you are and what you want your life to look like. I am here to save you from future regrets. Not everybody that I talk to ends up coming to Arizona. We had some people a couple weeks ago that came from Florida. They thought they were going to love it. Halfway through the visit, they said, this just doesn't feel like us. Now they're going to another state. I'm sad that they're not going to be living here with us, but yay for them. They did it right. They are looking for what feels good for them and their lifestyle. They will not have regrets. If they had just come here and looked at houses on their vacation, popped into the builder's models, they might have made a mistake, but they did things the smart way. I want you guys to be in that category. So let's have a call soon and see if this is the best fit for you. I'm excited to talk to you soon.